This video I call the $100 listing appointment. Hi, my name's Jim McCord. I've been a realtor since 1993. Very successful, and I got some really unique things I do to go after expired listings, which is why I'm in front of this house right here, the house behind me today. It was an expired listing, and it was listed by a top agent in the area, but she had a really bad photo. Her photographer stood in front of the house and just took a photo of the house from the front. And that was all, and it didn't sell and expired. So I use my routine. If you subscribe to my YouTube, you know what that is. And I was not getting a listing appointment. And I came to this house to make this video because this is the first house that I tried this on. And it worked. And it worked plenty other times after that too. I'll tell you what it is, then I'll share with you when you should use it and when you should not use it. Anyway, I knew I could get this appointment because I wanted to meet with the guy and let him know that his agent used the wrong photo, and I'll show you why. It's a spectacular home. Let me turn the camera around, just show you the view off the front porch. This is the view that you get, which is, let's face it, that's spectacular. And this particular had no aerial photos of this house, not one aerial photo. And I knew that the backyard is spectacular too. You can't see it from here, but believe me, it's spectacular. And I knew if I got an aerial photo showing the back, the pool in the back, the incredible deck, the house, the yard, and that view I showed you of the lake in front of the house, I knew that we would get showings. It was like $1.6 million, $1.8 million. I don't remember what it was listed for. But I wasn't able to get the seller to call me. So I thought, what am I going to do? Well, I printed up a letter and I said, I'm going to bring a $100 bill to the appointment and I'm going to hand it to you when I walk in the door. And if you feel like I've wasted 5 or 10 minutes of your time, I'm going to ask you to keep this $100 bill. And I put that in a little note. I printed that on what I call a drop letter, and I put it in an envelope. And I didn't ring the doorbell. I didn't mail it to them. I left it at their door. It was like shortly after noon I left it. The letter said, hey, I'm going to ask for 5 or 10 minutes of your time. I'm going to hand you this $100 bill. And after 5 or 10 minutes, you feel like I've wasted your time, I want you to keep the $100 bill, and I'll never prospect you again. I didn't know if it would work or not, but it did work. I got a call that night from the seller, and he says, Jim McCord? I said, yes, sir. He goes, I guess you really want to meet me. He said, I got a packet at my door today with a letter that said you're willing to risk $100 for 5 minutes of my time. I said, yes, sir, I am. He said, can you come over tomorrow? I said, I sure can. So I went over, rang the doorbell. He answered, he kind of laughed. I handed him the $100 bill, handed it to him. I said, it'll only take 5 minutes of your time. Get rid of me whenever you want. And then I showed him the photos that the previous agent used. And I said, look, your house has a spectacular backyard and a really that's the view from the front yard. That's not the front yard, that's right across the street. It's spectacular. And I told him, I said, that was not showcase. I said, your realtor had her photographer stand in front of the house and use that as the first photo. Then I explained how buyers look for property. They get on their cell phone, their tablet, their laptop. They put in their parameters, 1 million to 2 million, 1.5 million to 2.5, whatever, bedrooms, garage spaces, whatever. And a list pops up, a single line list, but it only shows that first photo. And I said, your place is spectacular, but potential buyers can't see it from the first photo. You list with me, we'll get a drone photographer out here and we'll get spectacular photos. And the first photo especially is going to show your backyard, your entire side yard, your front yard, and that incredible view of the lake across the street. He just kind of laughed and he said, do you have a listing contract on you? I said, I sure do. He said, let's go ahead and get it done. So anyway, that's the $100 listing, I call it. Now, when should you use that? You don't want to use that all the time. I used it probably 10 other times. I didn't get the appointment every time, but every time I got the appointment, I got the listing. So not everybody who I left the note for called me and said, come on over. About 5 or 6, maybe 7 of them did. But I never lost a $100 bill because I only use that when, number one, it's a high-end home, and when the listing agent used a bad, not necessarily bad, but the wrong first photo. Because then, believe me, you really have something to show them. The $100 listing appointment. I would be cautious using it on lower end homes because some people may think, well, I'll just take this realtor for $100, but that's not likely to happen in high end people. They appreciate it and worked for me. My name's Jim McCord. Please, if you like this tip, use it. It'll work for you. Use it cautiously, only when that first photo is the wrong photo. Subscribe to my YouTube page. You'll see I have over 100 other marketing tips for realtors. And I did write this book about 7 years ago, Revolution Real Estate Sales. It very quickly became a #1 bestseller on Amazon in real estate books. A Revolution Real Estate Sales. You can get that on Amazon. And I'll put my phone number and my email in the description of this video. You guys, don't forget the $100 listing appointment. Use it cautiously. When the other agent had a bad first photo, tell them 5 or 10 minutes of your time. They hold on to the 100 if they feel like you wasted your time. I've never lost a $100 bill yet. You guys have a great day.